You ever wondered what the statistics look like around the veterans, demographics, veterans that are out there, maybe some of the VA, disability, healthcare? We're going to jump into some of that today. Stick around. Hey everybody, it's Steve. Today we're going to kick around some veteran statistics like you heard in the opening. We're going to talk specifically about some of the demographics. We are going to talk about healthcare. We are going to talk about disability. And we're going to talk about some other things that maybe you knew, maybe you didn't know. It's just good to understand the population of veterans out there. So I'm going to look down here at my presentation and you're going to see it up there. Let's go ahead and jump in. So like I said, this is the veteran population statistics. This is specifically for veterans that are in the United States. So we're going to take a look at general demographics, right? General demographics of veterans in the United States. There's 19 million veterans approximately in the United States. And 89% of those are male, or 11% are female. You can see an age towards the bottom on the left here. There's a whole lot of 35 to 54, which is 26%, followed by 65 to 74, 25%, followed by greater than 75, which is 23%. Less are those veterans aged under 35. There's only 9% of the veteran population that we know about. So I can tell you that I fit into the 26%, the 35 to 54 range. Not for very long, but I do. And then we will move on and take care of that. I thought that was an interesting mix because the greater than 75 is probably, it's going to contain some of your Vietnam veterans. And there, you know, there's been a lot about Agent Orange and the PACT Act and the whole 9 yards. Y'all take a look, check it out, find out what you're missing out on. And so then we get into race, and race is one of those things that I didn't really know if I wanted to talk about it or not, but let's just be honest, it's a demographic, right? So 76.1% of the veteran population is white, 13.2 is black, 8.1 Hispanic, Native 0.8%, and then there's, I guess, some, other that's in there, right? So it's just kind of an interesting statistic when you look at it. Education is one of my favorites, right? So 29% high school graduation, 34% some college, that was me, 10% associates, 17% bachelor's, and only 10% of veterans have their graduate degree. What hurts me is that my time limit has run out for me to use my education benefits, quite honestly, outside of voc rehab if I needed it. But for those that have some college, you fit in the big 34. Man, go back and get into that 10. Finish up your associates, let the Department of Defense and the VA and all of your benefits, let them cover that. Go finish getting your education. If it means you need to go to night school, one class a month, whatever, just take it on, man. Get that benefit. You've earned it, quite honestly, in my opinion. So I'd like to see more bachelors and more graduate, but who am I to talk? I'm in the some college range. Next, let's talk about healthcare. Some interesting healthcare statistics. There are 9 million veterans approximately enrolled in VA healthcare. 9 million. Remember, there's 19 million veterans approximately in the United States, and 9 million are enrolled in healthcare. We need to help get as many more of those left out there that haven't enrolled in VA healthcare. Let's help them see what's available to them, right? Let's help them see what they qualify for and why it's beneficial. Next, you'll see on the left, bottom left, that there are greater than 1,200 facilities. And I've seen that, those aren't major medical hospitals, but they're facilities, clinics. I go to a clinic for most of my stuff, and I'll tell you, in the last 8 years, I've seen more clinics open in Oklahoma than I've ever seen happen before. So it was pretty impressive. 58 million visits annually by veterans to a healthcare facility. 58 million visits from 9 million veterans enrolled. Tells me that the people who are enrolled are actually taking advantage of it, and they're getting their money's worth, time and life money's worth, from VA healthcare. And there's 2 million of the 9 million that are in mental health care. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's awesome. I think that if you need the mental health care, you should absolutely get it, and you should have the VA helping pay for that. So if you have mental health care concerns and you're enrolled in VA health care, go sign up, go see what it's about. Just go check it out. Even if you go to one session and you go, not for me, I encourage everybody to go check that out. I went through about 8 months of mental health care. So, all right. Approximately 77% are homeowners. These are just random statistics. Approximately 77% are homeowners. Greater than 300,000 veterans and survivors are receiving pension benefits. That's really important. Greater than 300,000 receiving survivors, or veterans and survivors receiving pension benefits. That's awesome. Less or greater than 1 million using their post 9/11 GI Bill. And I think it's important again to stress, as I talked about in the last few slides there, 2 slides ago, man, use that post 9/11 GI Bill. Go get that education, man. I mean, if the VA is going to pay for it, you might as well take advantage of it. And if school's not for you, I get it. Believe me, I'm that guy. But I hope that most veterans would take advantage of that. The VA administers approximately $1.2 trillion of life insurance covering greater than 5 million veterans and families. That's that VA life insurance, Veterans Service Life and VSL, something like that, right? I don't have any of that, only because I get a better rate based on my financial planner and other things. But that's a pretty impressive number, man. Greater than $1.2 trillion in life insurance. 67,495 homeless veterans in 2023. I'm going to say that again. 67,495 veterans were homeless in 2023. And those are the ones that responded or we had some type of information on. I can pretty much tell you it's probably 10,000, 15,000 more than that. And it's just unacceptable to me. I know these people have made their own choices. I know that they've made mistakes, some of them. I know that some of them have just gone down a bad path. But damn it, if you're a veteran, get out there, help other veterans. If you have a buddy who's homeless and he's a veteran, find some way to help that person, right? Let's solve that problem. We can seem to solve COVID, quote unquote, solve it, and get people taking shots and doing all kinds of things almost overnight. But all of a sudden, this 67,495 homeless don't seem to mean much. We ought to be putting pressure on our elected officials. All right, approximately 100,000 receiving VOC rehab. VOC rehab, if you're not aware, is if you have a disability or you need retraining to get a job, or you've been unemployed and you need to go get some vocational, rehabilitation. Approximately 100,000 doing that right now. Go take advantage of it if you fit the bill. Disability and compensation. I know that most people watching this channel are really interested in this. There's greater than 5 million veterans receiving some type of disability compensation. That means they are 10% or more rated for compensation. Now, I wasn't able to find the statistic that talks about all the veterans that are 0% compensated for disability, but they're eligible for health care because of it. So there's got to be more than that out there. If anybody has a newer statistic, please throw that down in the comments. I'm glad to go look things up further and further. $78 billion paid in disability benefits annually by the VA. $78 billion. And it seems like a lot of money. And it seems like this is why people want to cut veterans benefits that are, in these think tanks on every side of the political spectrum. 78 billion is not a lot of money when you compare it to how much money we spend on other countries. I'm just saying, take care of our veterans. Approximately 1.5 million new claims are processed annually. Now listen, if you want to know why your claim is taking forever to get done, there's approximately 1.5 million new claims processed annually. That's why it's taken forever. So if you work at the VA, if you're the VA secretary, let me just tell you, you need more people and they need better training, because quite honestly, the C&P exam process is broken. It's just absolutely broken. The claims process is broken. It needs help. Let's put some money into that. I mean, dang, man, come on. Do better. All right, so let's talk about those service-connected disabilities. Approximately 26% of veterans have a service-connected disability, and you saw that in that 5% versus the 19 million that are out there, right? Disability ratings, you'll see that a 10 to 20% is 22% of the population, 30 to 40 is 17% of the population, 50 to 60 is 14% of the population, 70 to 100% is 47% of disability ratings that are out there. That tells me, it just kind of reminds me of the things that can happen to somebody when they're serving their country. And if you haven't thought about getting service-connected disability, VA disability, shoot me a note in the background, leave me a comment. Let's have a conversation. Let's walk it through, online and see what you may be looking at. I am not a VSO. I am not an attorney. I am not a paid person. I don't get paid to do any of this stuff. This is strictly to help other veterans and to help people understand the veteran population. So I think there should be more people in the 70 to 100, but I know that there's a lot of confusion out there about VA disability and who qualifies and who doesn't qualify and what do I really qualify for? What if I was this? What if I was that? Hey, I've got this condition. Man, let's start some conversations. There's a ton of YouTube channels out on the internet that can help you along. There's a couple that I would highly recommend just because I think they're very high quality. I can probably put them all on less than a hand. The ones that I would actually go out and use. Don't pay somebody until you've exhausted all of your resources, period. Until you've exhausted all other methods, don't pay somebody to help you out. There's plenty of free help out there. All right, that's my message. Support your military, support your veterans, let them know that you care. Hey, as a veteran, there's one thing that I hate saying this, but I think that a lot of people can understand and identify with this. When people thank me for my service, it's uncomfortable. It's appreciated, but it's uncomfortable. However, I will say, don't stop doing it. Tell every veteran that you appreciate the sacrifice that they've done for your country. If you want to know more, sit down and talk to a veteran, or just listen to a veteran. Hear their story if they're willing to tell you, because there's a lot of stories out there that'll make you realize just how good we have it in this country, regardless of how pissed off anybody is about one side of the government or the other. Doesn't really friggin' matter. Trust me. Go out and ask a veteran. All right, y'all. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this. Share it with your friends. Consider subscribing to my channel. I'm trying to reach that 1,000 mark before my first year is up. I'm not even halfway there yet, but I'm in my 7th month, so I need some subscription numbers to go up. Y'all help me out, and I appreciate it. Y'all take care of each other. See ya.